can be assisted on the gate, and that assistance can only be the rear wheel held between the knees. 3 riders down before the first obstacle is an automatic restart. Riders, if you go down during the course of the race and are not injured, please jump up, as we have other races following. If you are injured, however, please stay down and we will assist you. Our track officials will be watching for fouls. If you feel you have been fouled during a race, you have 10 motos in which to lodge a protest with the head officials. Our officials will be watching for riders intentionally impeding another rider within the first 30 feet and the entire last straightaway. So keep it clean, riders. We will be qualifying riders as designated on the moto sheets, or by announced corrections. If you have any question as to whether you qualified, please return to the scorers table for clarification. USA BMX exists for the enjoyment of the kids and families that make up our sport. Please be courteous to every member of our extended BMX family, and good luck to all of the racers.
All right, ready to go. Thursday night racing. We're going to start off with our balance bikes, just like we always do. 5 and over balance bikes in the gate, ready to go. Arden Irwin, Myron Longoria, Elena Irwin, Hayes Gravel. All right, 5-year-old balance bikes off and running. 4 riders, Irwin, Longoria, Irwin, Gravel. Looks like Irwin's out to that early lead. Battles on for that 2 spot. Looks like it's going to be the 852 bike. Hayes, followed by Irwin on the 3. Myron on that 4 spot. 1 and 2-year-old balance bikes down there, ready to go. Hayes, Shaw, Lake and Swanson, Cone, Lamore, Daxter, Finley. We ready to go down there, Trey? That's fine. Hank Lunsky out to that early lead on the 893 bike. He'll grab your 1, followed by Swanson on your 2. 909 bike going to come across. That's Cohen. He's going to grab your 3, followed by the 853. That's Daxter, and then Hayes is going to cross that Shields finish line. They'll get all turned around, go back for round number 2. All right, line back up down there. 5 and over balance bikes. Getting lined up, ready to go. Arden Irwin, Myra Longoria, Lena Irwin, Hayes Gravel. Coming down the line, looks like Irwin followed by the 852 bike. That's going to be Hayes, going to grab your 2, Irwin your 3, Myron on that 4 spot as they cross the finish line. They'll get turned back around. All right, Striders are back down there, ready to go. Hank's going to go get ready for his pedal bike. right. 1 and 2-year-old balance bikes off and running. Hey, Shaw, Lincoln, Swanson, Cohen, Lamery. I'm going to get that right soon. Daxter Finley off and running. Looks like Hayes Shaw's out to that early lead. Hayes is going to come back, get that one this round, followed by the 909 and the 760. That's going to be Cohen Lakin, 2-3, followed by the 853 at Daxter. He's going to grab that 4. They're going to get turned back around, get ready for a third and final round of racing. Last round, Striders on the track. Irwin, Longoria, Irwin, and Gravel. Battles on, looks like Irwin followed by Gravel, Longoria, and Irwin. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're going to stop there, swing over, grab their prize for the night. We'll get our 1 and 2-year-olds lined back up down there, ready to go. Parents, if you're good, we're going to give ices out as well tonight for your Striders. All right, 1 and 2-year-old bounce bikes off and running. Shaw, Swanson, Lamery, Finley. Race is on. Swanson out to that early lead. Coming down the line, Swanson, followed by Shaw. The 9-0 bike and the 853, that's going to be Cohen and Daxter. They're going to swing over, grab their prizes. We have an icy for them as well. All right, Striders just wrapped up their racing. They're all happy. They got their prize as well as an icy for the evening. We're going to get going here shortly with our cruiser classes. Looks like we got one of those tonight. All of our other riders should be in staging. All right, we're going to get going with our cruisers in just a minute. All right, cruisers about to hit the track. One rack of cruisers. Two riders moving on to our main event tonight. Hoff out to that early lead, battles on for that second spot, second transfer. Looks like Lorenz taking over the 2 spot from Trey. Come back to the line. Hoff's going to grab your 1, followed by Lorenz. Going to grab your 2. That'll be your 2 transfers out of your 10-year-old cruiser class. All right, 5 and under novice is about to hit the track. Hank Lunsky, Thea Kopp, Arden Irwin racing total points. Great to see all the 5-year-olds out there racing hard. Hank, our favorite 3-year-old out there on his trek. We love it. 6-year-old novices loading into the gate. Fletcher Kopp, Zelly Braun, Avery Haig, Collins Lorenz, Keelan Osley. Coming back to line, looks like Irwin followed by Kopp. Lunsky on his way. Everybody making noise for our buddy Hank. He's got his finger caught in the chain, but he's back, finishing his lap off, checking it out. He'll be all right. 6-year-old novices hitting the track. 5 of these riders, Kopp, Braun, Haig, Lorenz, Osley. Looks like Collins Lorenz is going to take over the top spot. We got 2 riders down. We're going to get them checked on, make sure they're okay. Looks like 1 rider's back up. Make sure that other rider's okay. Coming back to the finish line, we'll see two riders moving on to the main event. Looks like Collins Lorenz and the 907 bike. That's Keelan Osley. He's going to move on to the main event. First night out here, giving racing a try. Riding really well. I believe our rider that's down, that might be Avery. Not sure though. Avery's going to finish her lap off, it looks like. Make some noise for I believe that's Avery. 910 bike gonna finish the lap off. We'll get really loud for her as she comes across that finish line. It's never fun to fall in the corners on that asphalt or anywhere else on the track, really. If you haven't followed us on YouTube, all the races are streamed live on YouTube. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and build that up as big as we can. Again, August 9th through the 11th, Red River Nationals going to be coming to Grand Forks with USA BMX. Make some noise for Avery. She comes back towards that Shields finish line. She'll be all right. Good job to her. She's got a smile on her face. All right. 8-year-old novices in the gate. Preston Keller, Blake Farmer, Keidelin Osley, Levi Haig. Got a couple 7-year-olds mixed in with the 8-year-olds here. Oh, we lost one rider. We'll check on her, make sure she's okay. She jumps right back up. She'll be all right. Battles on for that one spot, it looks like. Levi's checking out. He's on the one. We're going to transfer one of these riders on. Looks like Levi Haig's got that one. Keller and Blake Farmer battling for that 2 spot. Levi Haig's going to cross the Shields finish line, move on to the main event. Nine-year-old novice is about to hit the track. Mason Mooney, Evan Thurston, Corbin Irwin racing total points. Let's make some noise for Keidelin as she comes back across the finish line. New rider joining us. Never fun to crash on the first night, but she's doing a great job. She's going to cross that finish line. Back up. Mooney out to the early lead. Irwin's in that 2 spot. Looks like Evan's in that 3 spot. Ten-year-old novice is in the gate. Reed Stratton, Cade and Osley, Benmont Irwin. Coming back to line, looks like Mooney followed by Irwin. Thurston, 1, 2, 3 is how they'll finish. 10-year-old novice is about to hit the track. Reed Stratton, Caden Osley, Benmont Irwin. Looks like Irwin's out to that early lead. Osley and Stratton racing for that 2nd and 3rd spot. 17-20 novices in the gate. Spencer Milanowski, Chase Moreland, Ian Morrow, Phil Irwin. Battle's still on for that 2 between Reed and Caden. See how they make their way through that rhythm section. Through turn number 3. Come back to the line. Irwin's going to grab your 1. Caden Osley going to grab your 2. Reed's going to grab your 3 spot. Morrow out to the early lead. Milanowski in the 2. Moreland in the 3. Irwin in that 4 spot. Seven-year-old intermediates in the gate. Bina, Braun, Schmidt. Come back to the line. Morrow's going to grab your 1 transfer out of your 17, 20-year-old novice group. Looks like Bina's out to that early lead, carving through the middle lane there. Braun on the 2. Schmidt's on that 3 spot. Bina slipping a pedal right out of turn number 2. Braun, Schmidt trying to catch up. Paxton getting a little loose over that rhythm section. 12 intermediates in the gate, racing total points. Liam, Gannon, Braun, Camden, Waggle, Sawyer, Grindal. Come back to the line. Bina, Braun, Schmidt, 1, 2, 3. Braun out to the early lead. Waggle in the 2. Grindal's in that 3 spot. Racing total points. Making their way through the rhythm section. 15, 16 girls expert in the gate. Savannah McCuskey, Alexis Lentz, Audrey Wolf. Come back to line. Braun followed by Waggle. Grindal, 1, 2, 3 is how they'll finish up. Wolf out to the early lead. Savannah's in the 2. Lentz is in that 3 spot. 8-year-old expert boys in the gate. Odin Redmond, Hudson Schmidt, Corbin Lorenz. Come back to the line. Looks like Wolf, followed by Kusky. Lentz, 1, 2, 3. Lorenz, Schmidt, Redmond, 1, 2, 3 is how they run, making their way into that rhythm section. 15 last moto first round in the gate. 26, 35-year-old experts. Casey Conley, Anthony Blake, Jessica Lentz, DJ Steffen, Heather Lentz. Coming back to line. Lorenz followed by Schmidt. Redmond, 1, 2, 3 is how they'll finish up in that total points race. High-low action. Steffen Conley. Blake, 1, 2, 3 is how they run. 2 of these riders moving on to the main event. Steffen's going to get your first transfer, followed by Conley's going to get your second transfer. Blake, Lentz, and Lentz coming back to the line. That'll do it for round number 3 riders on the track looking for 2 transfers. We got Kopp, Braun, Keller, Farmer, Osley. Two riders out of your 8-year-old novice moving on. Looks like the Keller's going to grab your first transfer. Farmer's going to grab your second transfer. They'll move on to the main event. 9-year-old novices on the track. Mooney, Thurston, Irwin. Mooney, Thurston, I believe, that's how they're going to, or Mooney, Irwin, Thurston, that's how they're going to cross in your 9-year-old novice class. 10-year-old novices on the track, Stratton, Osley, Irwin. Looks like Irwin's out to that early lead. Stratton's on the 2, Osley's on that 3 spot. Total points racing coming back to line. Looks like Irwin's going to grab your 1. Stratton's going to grab your 2. I believe that'll tie them all up between Stratton and Osley. Reed's going to get that 2. Osley's going to grab that 3 spot. We'll see how that shakes out in the main event. 17, 20-year-old novices in the gate. Milanowski, Moreland, Irwin, 2 riders moving on to the main event. Looks like Milanowski followed by Moreland. 1-2 is how they run. 7-year-old intermediates in the gate. Bina, Braun, Schmidt racing total points. Milanowski, Moreland getting your 2 transfer spots. Bean out to the early lead. Braun in the 2. Schmidt looking for a way by in that 3 spot. Making their way through that rhythm section. Bina, Braun, Schmidt. 1, 2, 3 is how they run. Bina, Braun, Schmidt, 1, 2, 3. 10-year-old intermediates on the track. Braun followed by Waggle. Grindal, 1, 2, 3 is how they run through that rhythm section. 15, 16 girls expert in the gate. McCuskey, Lentz, Wolf. Coming back to line, looks like Braun, Waggle, Grindal, 1, 2, 3 is how they'll cross. Good race between that 12 intermediate group. Wolf out to the early lead, McCuskey in the 2, Lentz in that 3 spot. 15-year-old, 16-year-old girls expert on the tracks. 8-year-old expert boys in the gate. Odin Redmond, Hudson Schmidt, Corbin Lorenz. Back to line. Wolf's going to grab your 1. Savannah's going to grab your 2. Lentz going to grab your 3. Odin Redmond taking it down low. See if he makes that stick. The Reds. Redmond, Schmidt. Schmidt's going to take over that 2 spot out of turn number 2. Good racing, that 8-year-old expert group. Odin just moving up from novice to intermediate. Been doing great. Always helps getting to race some fast kids, chase them. 26, 35-year-old experts in the gate. Blake, Lentz, and Lentz. Come back to line, Lorenz, followed by Schmidt. Redmond, 1, 2, 3 is how they'll finish up. Another great race in that 8-year-old expert group. Blake out to the early lead. Jessica Lentz in the 2 spot. Heather Lentz in that 3 spot. Two of these riders moving on to your main event. Looks like Blake, Jessica Lentz coming out of turn number 4, the Midco turn. Those will be your 2 transfers. All right, that'll do it for round number 2 of racing. We're going to do some paperwork. main event time. 10-year-old cruisers in the gate. Camden Wagle, Tate Hoff, Corbin Lorenz, Trey Thiessen. Gate drops, 10-year-old cruisers on the track. Hoff out front, Thiessen in the 2, Lorenz in the 3, Wagle in that 4 spot. Lorenz with the move down low. We're going to battle side by side, Thiessen and Lorenz through that rhythm section. Come back to line, Hoff followed by Lorenz, Thiessen, Wagle 1, 2, 3, 4. 5-year-old novices on the track. Hank Lunsky, Thea Kopp, Arden Irwin racing total points. Not sure how those points. Evan Thurston, you are needed in staging. Evan, you are needed in staging. Irwin out front. Looks like Kopp's in that 2. Hank's in that 3 spot. Evan Thurston, if you aren't in staging, you should be. All right, we got Evan on his way. Coming back to line, looks like Arden Irwin's going to grab your 1 in this round. Thea's going to grab your 2 spot. Hank Lunsky making his way towards that Shields finish line. He's going to grab your 3. Good job, Hank. Battles on for that podium spot. 4 riders really close together. And your 6-year-old novice, we got Kropp, Braun, Lorenz, Osley. Looks like Osley's in that 1. Zelly Brown looking for a way by through that rhythm section. Osley getting a little squirrely. Keep it going straight. 8-year-old novices in the gate. Keller, Farmer, Haig. Coming towards the finish line. How they cross is how they're going to finish. Who's going to get that 1 spot? Looks like, oh, we lost 1 rider. Braun's going to get the 1, Lorenz the 2, Kopp's the 3. We'll make sure they're okay. Battling for that 1 spot. Got our track volunteers out there checking on him. Give him a round of applause. He's going to finish off that lap. Tough. Attaboy, way to cross that finish line. Battling for that win tonight. First night out there. He'll be back. That was a great race. He's going to just head off there. Good job, bud. Did an awesome job in that race. Haig's going to come back in your 8-year-old novice group. Farmer, your 2. Keller, your 3 spot. Make some noise for Keelan Osley. He took a little tumble right at that finish line, but he's back up. I'm going to go visit with Dad, make sure he's all right. 9-year-old novices in the gate. Mason Mooney, Evan Thurston, Corbin Irwin. Again, any food over there, make sure you go grab that. If there's pizza left, that's half off. Mooney out to the early lead. Irwin in the 2. Thurston's in that 3 spot. 10-year-old novice in the gate. Reed Stratton, Caden Osley, Benmont Irwin. Coming back to the finish line, Mooney's going to grab your 1. Irwin's going to grab your 2. Thurston's going to grab your 3. We'll see how those points shake out at the end of this thing. Irwin out to the early lead. Stratton's in that 2. Caden Osley's in that 3 spot. Racing hard side by side as they make their way through that rhythm section. I think they're all tied up in points between Stratton and Osley, so how they cross. Those two will be how they finish, I believe. 17, 20-year-old novices in the gate. Spencer Milanowski, Chase Moreland, Ian Morrow. We got a pump race going down. 17-20 novice group. We'll see how far they make it. Irwin's going to grab your 1, Stratton your 2, Caden Osley your 3. Airing it out. Now they're pedaling, it looks like, as they make their way through that rhythm section. 7-year-old intermediates in the gate, Bina Braun Schmidt. Total points race. I believe Bina's got the 2 aces this round. Morrow's going to grab your 1. Milanowski your 2. Moreland your 3. Bina out to that early lead. Braun in the 2. Schmidt a little bit ahead of steam going into that rhythm section. See how they do as they make their way through there. 12-year-old intermediates in the gate. Braun, Waggle, Grindal. Coming back to the line, looks like Bina, followed by Braun, Schmidt. 1, 2, 3 is how they'll cross. 12-year-old intermediates on the track. Looks like Brown's out to the early lead. Waggle's in that 2 spot. Grindal's in that 3 spot. 15, 16 girls expert. In the gate, Savannah McCuskey, Alexis Lentz, Audrey Wolf. Braun, Waggle, Grindal. That's how they'll cross the finish line. Come back to line. Wolf's in that 1 spot. McCuskey in the 2. Lentz in that 3. 8-year-old experts hitting the track. Redmond, Schmidt, Lorenz. Lorenz, Redmond in the 2, Schmidt's in that 3 spot, racing total points. We'll see how those points stack out at the end of this race. 26, 35-year-old experts in the gate. Conley, Blake, Lentz, Steffen. Come back to the line. Loren's going to grab your 1 this round, followed by Redmond your 2, Schmidt your 3. We'll see how those points shake out. Stefan out to the early lead, airing it out. Conley in that 2 spot. Blake's in that 3 spot. Lentz in your 4. Coming back to the line, Conley with a little style, Stefan a little style. Stefan's going to grab your 1, Conley your 2. Blake your 3, Lentz your 4 spot. All right, that'll do it for racing tonight. We appreciate everybody coming out and joining us. We'll leave the track open for a little bit. Let some kids get some laps if they're interested. Appreciate everybody coming out. We will see you next Tuesday. Next Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we'll be racing and practice again.